In today's video, I'm going to tell you why you need to keep an eye on the geopolitical situation going on in the Middle East right now. I'm also going to show you how to make some money trading the pound yen this week. What's going on, everyone? I am back for another chart breakdown video. Today, I'm going to do the same as always, where I go over the pound yen, showing you the new levels and scenarios for the upcoming week. I'm also going to tell you a little bit about why you need to watch the war going on between Israel and Palestine and why it could be expanding to other nations and how that could affect the market. Let's get into the video. So, to begin, we're going to look at the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we need to get a close below this area here at 180.50-ish area. This is the pivot on the weekly. If we can get a close below here, I could see price going all the way back down into 176 to retest the end of this wick. One thing to look at though is we have the 8 EMA here in red and the 21 EMA in green. We are in between those EMAs. Usually what happens on whatever time frame you are is you can see price bounce between them. So we could retest the 21 EMA, retest the 8 EMA, and then it'll eventually break one way or the other, going long or potentially going short. Just something to look out for. But if we look at this candle here, which is last week's candle, we can see that it was a very strong selling candle after the previous week's strong buying candle. So it could really go either way, but I'm leaning right now more towards the shorts, and we'll see why here as we continue going on with the breakdown. So we retested this level up here, important level. It's the yellow line. It's a daily level. Came back up, touched, and rejected at 183.71, and we've had a strong rejection from there. Thursday, Friday, strong selling days, lots of selling pressure. One important thing to note here, if we zoom in, is the closure from Friday. So look at this close. Where did it close below? This anchor here. So we got an anchor break to the downside. What could we see happen? We could see a pullback up before we continue short to test this 181 or even lower down into 180. So that's the idea, looking at it from a higher perspective, the higher time frame on the daily chart. Um, Nothing else to note really here that has changed a lot or that's super important. But the closure below the previous pivot, important. Let's go down onto the 1 hour chart now. So first thing I want to point out, a really, really good trade that you could have taken using these levels that I've been showing you that happened during the US session on Friday. So we saw the London session. Oh, let me zoom in a little bit more just so you guys can see. So we had London session, or later in the London session, we saw price break down. We saw a pullback to level, and then another push down. So most of the levels worked here. The only one that got a small reaction was the level down here at the 181.60. It did give a reaction, but price was too strong and went to the higher time frame area below. This is the one between 181 and 181.30. It's a bigger level, as we can see here on the left. Multiple rejections throughout this entire level. And price is starting to reject up from here. I would expect a little bit larger of a reaction coming out of here. And this price action looks to me like we could see it go long at the Asian session open, which opens for Eastern time tonight on Sunday. But in Asia, it'll be Monday morning. We could see price come up to this EMA, retest the low, and then go up again. We could see a little basing action here, something like this, and then it retests up higher. Or what we could see is we could see price come up, hit that EMA, break the level, pull back, and just continue going short. With how big this move was, and then the previous move short as well, right here, I don't really see that happening and it just continuing to rip down. It could always do that, but that's not really what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to hold up a little bit around here because if we look at the past, every single time it's entered this sort of area, it's chopped around for quite a while before it's made a decision. So I think we could see something similar again here. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we could just see it open and just tank straight down based on what's happened over the weekend, but we'll have to wait and see. So most of the levels that I have here marked out are the same as last week. And I'm going to be looking for similar sort of things as well. So again, our major areas are going to be the whole number levels that we have marked out. So 181, 182, 183, and then potentially this 180 could be big as well if we see price make it all the way down there. So a few of my scenarios that I'm going to be looking for London session trading for Monday and Tuesday will be this. So I will be looking for price to come up into 182 where I can take a short. I also really like the level up at 182.30 to 40, which is right here, to go short. And then if we see price break down, whatever it does, if it bases, does something like this, and then we see price break down eventually, breaks to 181, I'll look for a pullback and I want to take it down into 180.30 down here, at least into this level, if not into lower 180 or 179.60. So I would say this is quite a big level. We could see a reaction out of here. This is where we got this double bottom, strong push back up long. So I think we could see a reaction anywhere in this sort of zone. So mostly going to be looking for shorts. Intraday, if it sets up properly, I could be looking for longs. So let me show you what that might look for or might look like. So we could see some basing here, right here. Let's say we get some basing during the Asian session, all the EMAs catch up. We could see some sort of breakout setup. I usually don't like taking breakouts against the intra time frame trend, but depending on how it sets up, I could take a breakout or a pullback continuation. So watch price break, do a mini pullback, and try and take it long in between this 60 and the 182 area, or even up into 182.30, where then I would flip the position and look to take a short based on the lower time frame price action. But more keen on the shorts currently based on the more recent movement, how the weekly candle looks, how the past couple daily candles look. But I could see Monday being a little bit more choppy, especially if we go to Forex Factory. We can look at the news for the upcoming week. So on Monday, there's no massive news that is going to affect the pound yen, at least that I can see here. 2 a.m. on Tuesday, we have claimant count change, which is like the unemployment, and you have unemployment rate as well for the pound. This could be a larger mover, and I expect it to be. CAD CPI on Tuesday as well, dollar core retail sales. So more news happening on Tuesday than there is on Monday. Wednesday, we have pound CPI. I'm expecting this to also be a bigger mover, probably bigger than the unemployment rate, unless the number comes out with a big difference. We'll have to wait and see. I will be trying to be there earlier at the office to be trading on these days on Tuesday and Wednesday because we have this earlier Frankfurt news. Okay. Thursday, we have dollar unemployment claims, another big one. And then Thursday's interesting. We have all of these FOMC speakers speaking on Thursday. If we open up the folder, you can see Economic Club of New York Luncheon. Don't know what that is, but we have a lot of important people speaking. We don't know what they could say and how that could affect the market. This is going to be later on Thursday, so it could always affect the market on Friday. But if we look on Friday, we have more 2 a.m. news, pound retail sales on Friday. So I wouldn't be looking for a massive move tomorrow because we don't have so much news, unless it does a pre-move in expectation of the news for the rest of the week. But that doesn't happen as often as not, basically. Usually it's slower news day, won't move as much. I'm expecting the moves to happen on the days that have the news at 2 a.m. We'll have to wait and see. So now on to what's going on in the Middle East. So from my understanding, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed yet, but we've seen that Israel have potentially bombed Syrian airports. So the thing that I just want to bring up is, could we see an escalation of the war where it spreads to multiple different countries? We know Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, and then does that potentially bring in Iran and the United States and the European countries? We don't know, but everyone should be watching the news as it pertains to this war because it could be really impactful on the market if multiple countries join in, because more fear would typically enter the market, and we could see institutions buying the yen, dollar, and Swiss, which would cause the pound yen to go short. So over the next few weeks or months, I would be watching the safe haven currencies, the yen, the dollar, and the Swiss. Watch every session you're trading. Are they moving together up? Are they all being bought together really strong or being sold together really strong? Because you could see really big moves in the market and catch a really big trending day if all the institutions are buying the currencies together. So that's just one thing to look out for. That's going to be all for today. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Good luck trading Monday and Tuesday. Thank you.